Alright, so a couple months ago, Hypixel released an update for the Hypixel Skyblock Auction House, adding a brand new feature known as bins. Now, bins, short for buy it nows, are basically a form of alternate auction. In a traditional Hypixel Skyblock auction, buyers would bid a price on the item that they're trying to buy, and the one with the highest bid wins the item. However, in a bin format, the seller is able to state a specified price for an item, and if the buyer is willing to pay that price, they are able to buy it immediately. Now, the bin feature has been added into Hypixel Skyblock for roughly about 4 months now. Despite that, I've noticed that many Hypixel Skyblockians still have no idea how to fully take advantage of this feature. Hence, in today's video, I'm going to explain to you the importance of bins in Hypixel Skyblock auctions and how you can use it to make slightly more profit. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. You see, when the Hypixel Skyblock admins added the bin feature to the auction house a couple months back, they intended it as a form of convenience feature, allowing transactions to happen on the auction house much easier. However, what they did not realize was that by adding bins to the auction house, they actually completely ruined the traditional auction format, making it unviable completely. It is very simple to see why once you look at the pros and cons of traditional auctions versus the brand new bins. So let's analyze the pros and cons of each feature. You see, the main advantage that traditional auctions have over bins is the fact that it has no fixed price. Because of how traditional auctions work on the basis that the one who bids the highest price wins the item, the price could go infinitely high. And because of this, many Hypixel Skyblockians selling on the auction house could potentially profit a whole lot of money if their auction gets into a bidding war. So basically, the main upside of auctions is that there's a small chance you can make way more money than the item is actually worth, because people just bid it way higher than it's supposed to be worth because people overpay for stuff. That being said, this can also be very easily turned into a con as well. On the other hand, because there's no fixed price, there's a small chance that if no one bids on your item could potentially undersell, and because of that, you could make less money than what your item is actually worth. So basically, auctions give you this volatility where there's a small chance you can make more money than it's actually worth, but it's also that equal chance that your item will undersell and you'll make less money than you're supposed to make. So that's the risk when it comes to traditional auctions. That being said, the chance of an auction overselling is usually higher than it underselling, which is why auction flipping was an actual thing in the past where you could actually make pretty good profits from it. Now, bins pretty much act as a complete opposite to traditional auctions by allowing you to set a fixed price. You see, in doing so, it basically eliminates any possibility of your item overselling or underselling, allowing your item to be for sure sold at market price. So basically, there's no chance for you to make any extra money, but there's also no chance for you to lose money, so that's pretty cool. Now, this all being said, because of how auctions tend to favor overselling over underselling, the idea that, the chance of you making more money is always greater than losing money, it's technically, in theory, still a better idea to use the traditional auction, because in theory, it's supposed to make you more money. However, in reality, that's not really the case, because bins ruins it. Let me explain why. I think this is best explained through an example. Let's say there's an aspect of the dragons going on in the auction house in a bin format, selling at 2.8 million coins. Now, let's say that you also have just obtained an aspect of the dragons for fighting a dragon and wish to sell it on the auction house. Now, if you were to put this aspect of the dragons in a traditional auction, you actually face the massive downside of not being able to sell your sword for more than 2.8 million coins. Here's why. You see, as a buyer on the auction house, I would never bid on a traditional auction higher than the lowest bin available. Basically, if there's an aspect of the dragons going in a bin for 2.8 million coins, there's absolutely no reason as a buyer for me to bid higher than 2.8 million coins on your traditional auctioned aspect of the dragons. Reason being, I can immediately get an aspect of the dragons by simply paying 2.8 million coins. If I bid on your auction, I still have to wait for your auction to end, and it's a massive disadvantage for me as a buyer. Hence, the only reason I will bid on a traditional auction for the aspect of the dragons is in hopes that it'll be cheaper than the lowest bin. So by definition, your aspect of the dragons, by putting it in a traditional auction, will always sell lower than 2.8 million coins, causing you to lose potential profit. On the other hand, if you were to put your aspect of the dragons up for a bin of 2.8 million coins, you are ensured to earn 2.8 million coins, and you don't even have to worry about your aspect of the dragons underselling. So essentially, what I'm saying is, with the addition of bins to the auction house, the main pro that traditional auctions give you, which is the chance of your item overselling and you making a larger profit, is completely gone, because it's just much easier to buy from bins. And yet, you still hold the massive risk of your item underselling. So essentially, by using a traditional auction, you are dooming yourself to make less profit. What I'm saying is this: if you're using the auction house today, always use bins. Don't use traditional auctions anymore. The thing is, I still see so many Hypixel Skyblock players today use traditional auctions when it literally doesn't make any sense to use it anymore, because bins have completely ruined it. Do not ever use traditional auctions anymore, because by definition, bins will make you more money. I'm not too sure what Hypixel could potentially do to revive traditional auctions, because bins are just really great, to be honest. Like, it makes buying on the auction house just way easier. So I wouldn't want to see it go, to be honest. So this is is not much of a criticism of Hypixel Skyblock, but rather just a PSA to tell all of you guys to start using bins. Don't use auctions anymore, man. So yeah, I hope this video will help you guys out in making a bit more money from auctions in the future. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.
Drop it like it's hot.